What's up, Peep Squad? Peep Squad is in the building, baby. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart. My peeps, my peoples, Peep Squad is in the building, baby. I need you guys to please go to my main channel, with the channel that you are on now. Go to the banner of my channel and you will see a link to a new YouTube channel. Click on that YouTube icon and subscribe to my new channel so we can go live, or you can just look right down below and go into the description box where it says join new channel and click on that, baby, and join the new channel. So let's get into it. Let's talk about this situation with Watch What Happens Live when it comes to Kenya Moore, and it also comes, with Dr. Jackie. And it goes down, and Kenya Moore didn't come to play. She didn't come to be shamed. She didn't come to be scared. She stuck in her guns. She felt a certain type of way. Her enemies end up giving her ammunition that she can use against them, and she damn sure did. And she would do it over and over. And Andy tried to make it seem like, oh, Kenya, don't you think that's kind of wrong? Oh, Kenya this. Oh, Kenya that. Basically saying, Kenya, I thought it was supposed to stay in a dungeon. Like, you telling everything. It was supposed to be a non-judgment free zone. Kenya Moore was like, baby, this is a TV. This is a TV show. This is a work environment. This is a reality TV show. So if you're going to put it out there, I'm going to talk about it regardless. That should be happening in the privacy of your own home. And I don't think Kenya Moore is trying to shame women for being, proactive or basically expressing herself and getting down and dirty. I think she's just doing that to the ladies that did it on the show that she got beef with, because she got a problem with this. So therefore, she's using this situation to basically shade them all the way down the street. Lord have mercy. And Andy basically was like, oh my God, Kenya was supposed to be a non-free judge zone. That's what the mistress said, whoever Kandi was at that day and time. And whatever happens in the dungeon is supposed to stay in the dungeon. Oh yeah, but there is no girl code because they ain't friends. They are intimates. So basically, and then Latoya was kind of picking at Kenya Moore. So Kenya Moore was like, girl, you was over here making out with Drew. 1 minute you don't like Drew, 1 minute you don't like you, but you guys are hugged up close, arms around each other, kissing. And also Kandi Burruss called that out too as well. So Kandi Burruss basically, whatever happens in the dungeon when it comes to Bravo, when it comes to filming, Real Housewives of Atlanta, we're going to talk about it because she been talking about it, and everybody in her circle been talking about it. Cynthia been talking about it, basically given the situation. Marlo Hampton talked about it too as well. She heard noises, she heard sounds, and Kenya Moore said she heard it all, baby. And when you get to, Kandi Burruss said she heard some noises too. Kenya's not totally lying out here, so it is what it is. So it was never meant to stay in a dungeon. So if Porsha got too comfortable, and if Sidora got too comfortable because they're young, they want to have fun, they want to live their life, blase and the third, and let it all hang out and get into it with Bolo, because Bolo also made an appearance on, Watch What Happens Live. Andy cannot keep Bolo's name out of his mouth, point blank. Andy's crushing on Bolo. It just is what it is. If he can get a chance to talk about what Bolo did and what Bolo's working with, he will talk about it every step of the way. But in any event, when it comes down to the situation, Andy was just basically trying to call out Kenya Moore. Okay, call her out. But you know that she don't give a damn, because you know why? She's beefing with these ladies. They gave us, she basically said that Porsha Williams and, Miss Tanya Sams and the rest of the ladies that was involved in, the little makeout, the Page 6 situation, the Love B. Scott situation, Bolo, Tanya, and, Porsha Williams getting it, and that's on them. You know what I mean? Like, she don't owe them no loyalty, and they ain't friends. They didn't talk about it. And plus, she felt like the girls was already coming for her before, they had the little situation with the party of Bolo coming through. And some people are saying that Kandi Burruss put this together. She put the Henny and the liquor and the ladies, and people know the desperation of some of the ladies because they haven't been getting on, and they've been lonely and having problems at home, allegedly, when it comes to Sidora, problems with her man Ralph. And then on top of that, you have, Porsha Williams having a situation that she is having with, Dennis McKinley, and things ain't working out so well with Dennis McKinley in that situation, and whether she's going back and forth or no. And then you got Sidora with Ralph, and that's a crazy situation. He be disappearing and bouncing. You got Latoya, forever, she's basically going through a divorce and you having that situation. So bringing Bolo coming in with these ladies, and also adding in the bi-curious or being bi, basically set off the situation where Toya, Drew, Porsha, and Tanya got it in, baby. And they knew that there was cameras. They tried to cover their cameras. I guess, Drew thought that it was a safe environment, that these ladies ain't gonna do that. But you calling out Kenya Moore, basically calling her out to her friends, saying that she's a liar. She brought her daughter and she's taking a jet and y'all riding in a Sprinter. You kind of like push Kenya Moore to tell the ladies that situation when Kenya Moore told you not to tell. In any event, Kenya Moore has came for Drew and her hair and things of that nature, blase the third, and calling her a stray, boom, boom, bada bing, and things of that situation. But it wasn't as deep as where, Kenya Moore is taking a situation, because Kenya Moore is basically saying, girl, we beefing, you calling me out, you singing while I'm talking. Like, there's a whole lot going on between, Sidora and, Kenya Moore. So basically at this time and point, there ain't gonna be no way that Kenya Moore is gonna let up off of Sidora, and Sidora is not letting up off of Kenya Moore. So it's tit for tat. They're going back and forth. They are riding this boat. They are riding this pony. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. And Andy, stop trying to shame Miss Kenya Moore, because she's doing what you are doing too, is calling out their behavior. But you're trying to act like, Andy's trying to act like, she's wrong, and like, you're supposed to stay there. He's basically talking about a girl code, but he want the ladies to be beefing. He like the drama. He like all the situation, but yeah, he want to try to act like he's high and mighty yesterday night. So what's going on with that situation? But in any event, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Please like, comment, and subscribe. So baby, and Kenya Moore is not having it. She was like, no. We are filming, we are working. This is a work environment. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what's going on. But you already know Bravo was wrong when they did Where Is Tanya Sam? She is wanted. She is missing. She didn't escape. I mean, like, that was real shady of Bravo to do that to her. And then also you got Kenya Moore, calling out Porsha, when Porsha was basically with, when she was with Fraser Parks, and basically she was making them noises because she was getting a colonic, a clean down. She was hollering and screaming, and Kenya Moore said that's how Porsha sounded in that room with Bolo and with Tanya Sims. I was like, oh baby girl, that is so wrong with the situation. And yes, we want women to be free. We want them to enjoy themselves and actually have fun. And like, if you want to be with this person, that person, as long as you protect yourself and protect your heart, and you ain't doing nothing wrong, and you ain't married, and you ain't engaged, you ain't got a boyfriend, then you cool. But once you bring them activities on TV, people going to judge whether they think it's good or bad, whether you did too much, whether you was ladylike or not, because there's people that agree with Drew, Porsha, and Tanya Sams, and there's other people that agree with Kenya Moore and what she has to say about the situation. But in any event, we talk about the Karen situation between between Kenya Moore and Karen. And so Kenya Moore was basically like, she ain't really that cool with Karen, and last time they was on Watch What Happens Live, it wasn't a good vibe, it wasn't a good situation, so she don't know what's going on, with Karen Huger. But she did see Karen Huger at, Cynthia Bailey's wedding, and, they basically didn't say anything, they didn't talk to each other, they had no conversation. So in any event, when it comes to, Kenya Moore, she don't know what's the deal or whatever, but she said it ain't like real beef like that between us. But the situation is, Kenya Moore said maybe, it's not over and done with, but maybe I should talk to her. It's not over and done with. We need to have a conversation. It's not something that it can't be fixed. But in any event, it is what it is. So, Karen Huger has been talked about on Watch What Happens Live. She's been talked about on, the chat room. Karen Huger, people want you to respond to the situation, but Kenya Moore did not bring you up. It was Andy that wanted to know what was going on with your situation. So you guys let me know what you think about Kenya Moore and Karen Huger not really having a good relationship. But in any event, Kenya Moore basically said, why would you come on a TV show, a job where you get paid at act to, you know, to record and do what you're supposed to do and handle your business, and then you end up getting all freaky and doing the most. Like, what kind of ish is that? You're doing it while you're filming, you're doing while people's around. Like, basically she's saying y'all are doing way too much. You're doing way too much. You need to slow down. And if you do it in front of her, she's going to repeat it and talk about it, because she don't owe you guys no code whatsoever. So it is what it is. So what do you guys think about that situation? Kenya Moore was shading, let me tell you. In any event, you know, Kenya Moore was asked who was she crush on. Was she crush on Karen? Was she crush on, you know, Sheree Whitfield? And basically she said Sheree Whitfield because she's beautiful and she got it going on. You know damn well she wasn't going to pick Karen because she's not too cool with Karen like that. So it is what it is. I was like, And then was also the broke bee competition, you know, was, you know, Chris and his wife Candace, you know, was they down with the broke situation because they had, you know, you have to pay for your own drinks at their anniversary party, like bring your own or pay for your own drink, no open bar. And she said that is broke activity. Kenya Moore was like, that is broke activity. And then when it came to Karen Hugert about her Fendi dress that ended up saying indie, Kenya Moore said that's broke behavior. So expect Karen Huger to come through and to tell you that she folded the dress to basically make sure it didn't fall off so her breast wouldn't be showing. So she altered the dress. It is a Fendi and she don't wear fake stuff. You already know that situation is going to be crazy if Kenya Moore and, you know, Karen Huger go in, because, you know, they can both read to the gourds. So it's just one of them situations, baby. So, in any event, Kenya Moore basically saying that you're on reality TV and you choose to do something while at work when you know there's people eyes around, you know, everywhere. And then on top of that, there's mics, there's cameras, and you ain't friends with everybody in the building. So you got to be smarter than that. So basically, Kenya Moore is calling out Porsha Williams, Drew Sidora, and also Latoya, telling them you got to be smarter than that. You got to behave better than that. Especially if you got relationships, you got a husband, you got a boyfriend. You know, do it in the privacy of your own home. You know what I mean? You don't have to do it in public. You know, you think people ain't going to talk about it. You don't think we're going to discuss it. You don't think we're going to shade you for it. And I believe Kenya Moore is not trying to shade any woman that's basically expressing herself and freeing herself. It's just when you're doing it on TV and she got beef with you. And so therefore she going to talk about you. Because she said if Kandi Burruss or Cynthia Bailey did it, she would not say a damn thing. She would be quiet on the situation. But she said she wouldn't judge in the first place. So, excuse me, she is coming for, you know, Miss, you know, Drew Sidora, and she came for Porsha Williams. It is what it is. You're doing too much. Like, how can you just, like, this is your first time, Drew, being on the show. Why would you do all that when you already having a questionable marriage? You know, and people are questioning that, but she's just having a good time, and she's just trying to have fun, and she was moving, and, you know, she didn't go all the way, but, you know, she got a little feel, a little taste, maybe of something hitting up against that booty. So it is what it is. You guys let me know what you think about that situation. And you already know when it comes to, we'll find out how Latoya is going to be feeling at the reunion, because she has been getting called out, baby. Yes, she has been getting called out by Kenya Moore and also Kandi Burruss about her little situation with Porsha and her situation, you know, with Drew Sidora. And she wants to know what's going on, you know, because it seems like there's some fakery going on when it comes to Latoya. But I don't think it's fakery. I just think Latoya just want to run around and be friends with everybody. But at the same time, she got a hard on for, you know, Drew Sidora. Like, she is like, either she wants Drew's spot, she don't want Drew on the show, or she feels like Drew is really her competition. But yeah, she really got something going on. I think she kind of likes Drew. I think Latoya likes Drew. I think Latoya wants something with Drew. You better befriend her and find out her secrets, whatever you want to be like her, if that's the case. Or she feels like it's easy to pick on Drew because if she gets Drew to hit her, well, we know at the end of the day Latoya is going to end up throwing her pocketbook, a wig at Drew. So she's just so upset. You know, Drew's married, girl. Who was married, but Drew's married. And so we talk about that situation, and Kenya Moore was like, they want to get on TV and show their freak behavior, then it's gonna get talked about. It is what it is with that situation. I was like, Lord, what is going on? And then Andy asked Kenya Moore, like, what's going on with that situation? Did you know that Mark Daly, after sending you a playlist of songs, which is Shade, and the love songs and Blase the third, did you know that he was going to turn around and ask her for a divorce? She was like, hell no, I didn't know he was going to turn around and ask for a divorce. How would I know? So it's just one of them situations where Andy wants to bring it up just to be shady towards Kenya. And, she's taking it like Andy could be shady when he wants to, but she ain't, running from the situation to feel a certain type of way. She can answer them questions quick, fast, in a hurry. And so basically Kenya Moore is just saying, he's upset and he's mad. And then, Andy wants to throw in a situation all about alimony and things of that nature and wanted money. So Kenya Moore had to clean up the situation. Basically said he filed, for divorce and alimony or whatever the case may be. He's saying that he did never file for alimony whatsoever. Basically, Kenya Moore is saying that Mark Daly said her and her attorney read, the document wrong. And it was nothing about alimony, and he's never asked her for money. He's not trying to get any money, and he did not file in Georgia, so he wasn't really serious. He withdrew the divorce within 24 hours. So basically that's what Kenya's standing on. She said 1 minute Mark Daly loves her, the next minute Mark Daly don't love her. She loves Mark Daly. She don't know what's going on with the relationship. Andy's jumping in talking about, we're gonna try to keep up with your situation. Every time I turn around, Kenya Moore, you always got something going on with Mark. It's never steady, it's never stable. It's either here, it's there. You can't keep up with it. He's gonna try to monitor the situation, but it's too much. So basically Andy is telling Kenya Moore, you and Mark are doing too much. Pick a side. Either pick together or pick apart. But do something, because I'm tired of this shit. It's not up to you to tell her what to do. When people are in a relationship, sometimes they're up and down. You could be good for a week and bad for the next week, good for a whole month, and then the next month that you want to ask me a question about my relationship, he done packed up and move out, and so now you come back 2 months later, he's back in the crib. So it's just like shit, it go through nothing is solid right now between Kenya Moore. But one thing is for sure, Kenya Moore wanted to make sure that she got the custody paper signed and the custody situation took place, because she is only baby's Brooklyn's sole provider. Basically saying her father ain't ish. He just in the picture. Mark Daly want that money, baby, money, baby, money, baby. So it is what it is. He want that money, baby. He don't want to be bothered with Kenya. He don't even, how many times does Mark Daly fly down to see his daughter? But maybe they just do, FaceTime and all this other good stuff. He's supposed to have a reality TV show. His restaurant might not be doing that good because of the pandemic, but things are changing. But Mark Daly definitely wants control. I think he wants control over Kenya more than anything. If he can control her and tame her and have her obey his orders, he would be in love to take, someone with a big ego, smart brain, and intelligent, basically follow behind him. That is kind of happening, because she's running back and forth. She's like playing double dutch with Mark Daly. I ain't got time for them games. Either you stay on a roller coaster, Kenya Moore, or you get off the roller coaster. But it's too soon, because when Brooklyn's 10, she would know for sure she wanted to be with Mark Daly. Same thing with Porsha Williams. When you have a kid for the first time, it take you till they get 10 years old, where you decide that the family situation with the father or the mother ain't gonna work. So it is what it is. So you guys tell me what you think about that situation. And in any event, Kenya Moore is not sweating the situation. She's not sweating none of it when it comes to Mark Daly. She's just like, it is what it is. And she's going to keep going day by day to see what happens with the situation. But she says Mark Daly is still in love with her, and she is still in love with him. I was like, okay, Kenya. Kenya says she is still in love with Mark Daly. Or she loves Mark Daly, but he's still in love with her. I was like, damn, the way that Mark Daly show you love, I do not want none of that type of love. That love is deep. That love is mean. That love is aggressive. That love is shady. That love is running to the press. That love is filing for a divorce. Like, Lord, and then trying to make you look bad in front of the media because he knows that you a star and a celebrity, and then he gonna try to get his own reality TV show. The way he be picking and poking at you, Kenya Moore, you need to, put him on ice. Either put him on ice or put him in the grill and close it up and let it be with that man. But that ain't gonna happen because you still in love, and I don't know what he is. He just seems psycho, but in any event, he hasn't he hasn't really had a conversation with your father, sat down with your father. That is crazy. But her father is kind of, off the chain. Any event, Kenya Moore doesn't have a relationship with Mark's family, so it's all over the place. So it's going to take a long time for them issues to be settled out, if they're ever going to be settled out or whatever. But Mark pushes and he pushes, but at the end of the day, she wants what's best for her. And basically she's saying Mark just did what he did just to be low down and dirty, because he likes to aggravate her and try to embarrass her when it comes to her job. She don't be trying to come at him and stuff like that, because she know he's tick tick boom. But in any event, we get to, let's talk about Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie, I don't know how you guys feel about Dr. Jackie or Jackie. It's like sometimes Jackie's cool, sometimes Jackie's good, sometimes things are all good with Jackie, and then sometimes she could just be overly judgy. And basically she has said some things about people, their size, their shape, their form, and things of that nature, and also spreading people's medical business when they didn't want it to be spread, when we call it to Buffy. And Jackie, she's a good role model, and she stand 10 toes down, but at the same time it's like, damn, we can never get could we just get an in between where you stand 10 toes down, but you have fun and you're not judgy and you give people a chance? And that's the problem with Jackie. And some of the things that Jackie has said in the media about black women going to the doctor, and they complain too much or they ask too many questions, and that's why the doctors don't pay them any attention, and basically try to shoo them out the door, basically saying it's the black woman's fault why the doctor don't take his time with pregnant black women when they come and tell them of their pain and what they're going through. And she said, and it's like she threw it on the black woman, not the doctor, not the one that got an oath, not the one that's supposed to be doing his job the correct way, not the one that we just paid half insurance and half out of our pocket because you too damn expensive. So in any event, it is what it is with Dr. Jackie. But Dr. Jackie, she got some issues, and she got a situation when it comes to Dr. Simone. Her and Dr. Simone has not made up. Basically they're cordial, but not really, and they don't really talk to each other. They don't really have conversation with each other. And they used to be friends for so many years, and the shit done just changed like that. Woo, yee-haw, what's going on? And then Dr. Jackie was asked a question by this young lady, and I know Dr. Jackie wanted to shame her for her weight, because Dr. Jackie will quickly shame you for your weight, for your stretch marks, and anything of that nature, especially if it's in TV realm. I don't think she do that, in her practice, but on TV, she will shade you about your size. And we have seen her do it over and over and over, and talk about people's body images and things of that nature. But in any event, Dr. Jackie was asked, she was asked about the situation with playing, both sides when it comes to Dr. Simone, when it comes to Dr. Heavenly, and that situation of what's going on. Why hasn't she sat down? Why hasn't she talked to, Dr. Simone? I thought she was going to reach out to Dr. Simone or whatever the case may be. And so basically she said she did not reach out to Simone. She seen Simone in the hospital, emergency room, or whatever the case may be. It was a pandemic, and Dr. Simone didn't really say much to her, so she kept it like that. And she said she's been using that ignorant type of tone, or that thought of saying that, oh, she's supposed to call me, or she's supposed to call me, or she's supposed to do this, so that's why she hasn't called. So basically Dr. Jackie is saying, I didn't want to be bothered, and I was glad that Dr. Simone didn't call me, because I didn't want to have a conversation with her. I am team Heavenly is team Dr. Jackie. Heavenly had my back when Buffy was coming at me, and Dr. Simone didn't have my back. So Dr. Jackie is taking that into accountability, that she feel like Simone was switched up on her, but right now she got Dr. Heavenly be windmilling and yelling and screaming and ready to tear somebody up, which Dr. Jackie don't want to do on TV. But she needs to have a pit, she needs to have a bull, she needs to have a strong, powerful, bout it black woman that's middle-aged and a dentist to be fighting her battle. So that's just what that situation is, and I'm just talking way too much. So Moving on from that situation, and let's get to the broke B situation when it came to Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore basically said Porsha was a broke B when she brought, her boyfriend's hot dogs to Cynthia Bailey's party. Kenya Moore is just being shady for no reason, because if you bring food catered from a restaurant, plenty of it, that's not a broke B. Like, what's going on with that situation? Kenya Moore is doing too much when it comes to that. Lord. Kenya Moore, no, she is doing too much when it comes to that situation, point blank, period. I was like, what is going on? And let's see where we at right here. So I'm just like, for real? So we going all the way there and back and around and then some. So yes, so that is the situation that is going on. It is, I guess, it's popping out here in these streets because Kenya Moore ain't taking it from nobody, a broke B, calling her a broke B. And we got that situation. And, Dr. Jackie basically is not really having it. She's not really having with the situation. She's feeling a certain type of way. It seems like she is more of, Dr. Heavenly's friend and things of that nature. So she's asked some questions. Dr. Jackie, who would you trust with a secret? She said Simone and not Dr. Heavenly. That's true because Dr. Heavenly exposed Simone's secret. So it is what it is. Who is more supportive when you're going through, situations? She said they both are. And she also says, which one of them, has changed the most, since they have been off camera. So who changed the most off camera? Who changed the most since she's been friends with them? And basically, Dr. Jackie is saying Dr. Simone, she has changed the most. It is what it is. You already know how she feels about Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly is her BFF. So in any event, but at least she's still giving Simone some props. She's not totally, wiping, the dirt with her. So they said, who do you think is a better doctor? And, to Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie said, well, Dr. Heavenly's a dentist and Dr. Simone's a doctor. So you put it together yourself. And who do you think other women respect more in the middle of the situation? Who do you think other women, respect more? And which one of these women are so stubborn? And she said both of them are too as well. And who do you respect, more? And she said both, but basically it's right down the middle with the respect situation as well. And who would you get business advice from? She said, Dr. Heavenly. So Dr. Heavenly be pulling in that money for Dr. Jackie to want advice from somebody. Dr. Jackie don't... she, congratulations to her beating cancer, but her beating cancer and all the things that she went through and the sacrifice of not having a child and going through, her husband cheating on her and she's staying with him and all that other good stuff, and her and Curtis is doing good, Dr. Jackie's trying to live her life. She's trying to live her life. She's trying to live her life and do the most that she can do. It is what it is. But in any event, Dr. Jackie is not feeling Dr. Simone at all, point blank, period. It's going to be a whole lot of issues, and Toya is going in and Toya is going off. And then also, with that situation, Dr. Jackie basically, she was asked the question, what do you think about the freakness that was going on, Dr. Jackie, over there at Cynthia Bailey's, bachelorette party? What you think about, what do you think about that, Dr. Heavenly? And not Dr. Heavenly, but, Dr. Jackie. You know how Dr. Jackie is. Dr. Jackie was like, no way, no how, not whatsoever. You need to do that at home, do that in the privacy, Basically, you can be in love with somebody, you can want to be with them or whatever the case may be, and you got a marriage and things of that nature, but, you can't get on TV doing all that. Leave something to the imagination. And, she's not calling the women out for actually having husbands and boyfriends or being engaged. But Dr. Jackie is basically saying there's something wrong with the situation and they need to do that in their private. She was like, a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed. So it is what it is. She was like, do that at home, girlfriend. I don't know what y'all are talking about. And, Kenya Moore was asked about, how's everything going between her and Marlo. And she said, I know, I haven't talked to Marlo since after we was in South Carolina, you know what I mean? But with that situation, she hasn't, Marlo hasn't talked to Porsha. She hasn't talked to the other ladies too as well, but we have talked recently and we good, and we on the same page. And so basically, I'm telling you, I don't believe Kenya Moore, Marlo, Hampton are ever going to fall out again. I think this was it. And also, Kenya Moore has called out Porsha Williams, saying that, Porsha Williams is the one that, changed on her. Porsha Williams is the one that dropped her because, she was chilling with when Nene Leakes came back. So basically, Miss Kenya Moore was like, when it comes to Porsha Williams, she's the one that messed up. She's the one that changed on me. She's the one that did this. She's the one that did that. I was like, She was like, soon Nene came around, she just shaded me, dissed me, and it wanted nothing to do with me. But she was the first one to block Nene and not have Nene on the show. Blase and the third. So you guys let me know what you think about that situation. Like, Lord have mercy. But in any event, Kenya Moore is basically holding it down and doing what she got to do. And she going to stay and talk her ish regardless if you like it or not. If you do it in front of her, it is open to the public for her to discuss the situation. And it ain't going to change no other day. And so Dr. Jackie basically was asked the question, like, how come you haven't reached out to, Dr. Simone? Why haven't you talked to Dr. Simone? What's going on? And Jackie basically said, listen, she didn't call me, I didn't call her. It is what it is. We both are wrong about the situation, but in any event, just let it be. I don't think Dr. Jackie wants to, make up with, Dr. Simone point blank period. I think she just wants to be on an even keel with her and not argue with her and just move on and let Heavenly do what Heavenly do best. And that's getting in your ass. So in any event, with the situation going on, Dr. Jackie admitted that she could have been a bigger person, but she wasn't a bigger person, and things of that nature. So, it is what it is. And then we get to, Kenya Moore, and basically Kenya Moore and her situation with a prenup. She's basically really advising Cynthia to get a prenup because of, things that happened in the past with Cynthia, and basically also talking about, you was married to Peter. But from my understanding, Peter basically said he didn't take any money from, Cynthia Bailey. He didn't take nothing from her. He didn't take no money from her. He didn't owe her anything. He could have asked for money. He could have asked for a whole lot of different things. Excuse me, but he didn't ask for anything. He didn't take nothing, from Cynthia. So I don't know why Kenya Moore keeps throwing in Peter and saying that, oh, you should want to get a prenup after what happened between you and Peter. Yes, but Peter didn't take anything from her. Peter didn't take any money from her. He didn't want any money. He didn't want no spousal support. He didn't want to split. Whatever was hers was hers. He wasn't coming for her. So I don't know why Kenya Moore keeps bringing Peter up in the situation. So you guys tell me what you think about that situation. I was like, Lord. And then on top of that situation, Kenya Moore would not mention Nene's name when she was calling out Porsha Williams for being a traitor and jumping on the bandwagon with Miss Nene Leakes. So you guys let me know what you think about the situation.